Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, welcome to episode 8 of Let's Talk FGC. I hope you can all hear me well. Today is a first to 10 Q&A between me and Mr. 5000. A somewhat deep dive into what the FGC might not know about him. Their views and some interesting topics along the way. If you would like to follow me and find out more about FGC Africa and Sheldzable, please hit !socials on YouTube or Twitch, and you'll get all the links that you need and all the plugs that you need. I see we got Huge Fuzzy Monkey in the chat there. Was a bro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, today's guest is Zambia's Combat King. Easily one of Africa's best when it comes to Netherealm Studio games. The man has won PSGS MKXL Tournament in Kenya, ACGLs MK11 Pro Cup in South Africa, FGC Africa's Defender of the Realms. He was top 3 in Kahn Of Africa. He won CGLs Konsole Kombat Online, hosted by FGC Africa. Competed in Ireland Celtic Throwdown and had a run at Evo. The list is honestly endless. The man has been on the competitive scene for some time now, and we are finally getting to know you more on a personal level. Mr. 5000, aka Justin, how are you doing, my dude? No, where you gone?
I'm fine, my dude. Thanks for having me. And I'm actually glad to be here.
Yeah, awesome. I had a little technical glitch there. I didn't have your full screen, but you're good now. You're good. Yeah, awesome. It's so awesome to finally have you. I've been threatening to have you on for, I would say, a better part of a year. When we first spoke, until I started obviously doing the rebranding. But here we are. So we finally get to do it. So before I go into question 1, I wanted to mention how awesome it has been watching you from afar. You know, as you know, I've been working with FGC Africa for quite a long time, and it's been great watching you compete in our events, and with such vigor that you compete in. So let me not fanboy too hard, because obviously I'm a fan. You gotta have fans.
Yeah.
Guys, I obviously see you in chat there. If everyone can just let me know, all good on the audio. Brian says, fantastic. That's good to hear.
Ooh.
So let's get right into it. I want to know.
Let's go.
Let's hear about your intro into the FGC and competitive fighting games. I want to know the long story from when you were a kid all the way to where you are now. Tell me, what was it? What got you into fighting games?
Okay. So what really got me into fighting games is I was really competitive at a young age. As in, I got a game called Sega Mega Drive. That was like back in 2012.
Okay.
And I just started playing UMK3 at a competitive level. And I remember back in the day and where I was living, and I used to beat almost everyone that I used to play.
Okay.
And I was just really good at the game as well.
Well, that's kind of stayed, hey.
Yeah.
So you went
So
from
from you-
Ultimate MK3,
Yeah,
and what'd you go into next?
Yes. From MK3, I strictly jumped into MK9. From MK9, I went to MKX. That's where my drive for getting into the fighting thing really grew, because I was really good at that game, and I started playing competitively and started entering more tournaments as usual. Then from MKX, I went into MK11 as well, and Injustice. Let me just say, practically almost all NRS's games.
Yeah, NRS. You didn't do Injustice 1.
No, I never played Injustice 1 because I really hated that game, but I got into it because most of the people stopped playing MKX in Zambia.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you don't play MKX, I might just well join you into the Injustice scene as well. So that's how I started playing Injustice and became really good at it.
Well, yeah, you did have a very good run in Injustice. Pretty much as all in NRS games, you've had a great run in. So that was your competitive run. So it was basically just you got Sega Mega Drive, You started
Yeah.
early, and you just went through all the levels and all the, I guess, console generations, because it was PS3,
Exactly.
then PS4.
PS4.
Nice
Yeah.
one. All right. Well, we all started, I guess, on one MK, and it's glad to see you following it through to the end. And now, obviously, hopeful for Combat Pack 3. Everyone's trying, but who knows whether it'll happen or not.
Yeah.
Here's where we get a little bit, you know, some of these people might not have the kind of subjective view that you have, because you are someone who's sponsored and supported by a team. So you're sponsored by Team Gematrix, and
Yes.
a lot of competitive players on our scenes aren't sponsored, but you throughout, I mean, it's a couple of years. How long have you been sponsored by them?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
So did they pick you up when you were playing Injustice or MKX?
Yeah. The selection criteria was the first time we had a tournament for Injustice. That's how we were selected. Like, they were holding the tournament, and then the first top 3 who came out in that tournament were selected to go for interviews and see if they're actually fit to be in a team and stuff like that. So me, Zaza, and Jimba came out. I came out first, Jimba came out second, then Zaza came out third. That's how we were selected to be part of the first Team Geometrics team.
Oh wow, that's so cool to hear that that's actually how you guys got selected. So you guys fought for those spots.
And the thing is, we didn't even know about it. They didn't even tell us. We were just approached after the tournament, and then they told us that we use that as selection criteria for being on the team. So they were actually looking out for the best 3 in that game.
Yeah.
So that's how they approached us. It's like, hey, would you like to be part of a new sports team? And you get to travel the world and stuff like that. So yeah.
What a privilege. That's so awesome. I mean, many people are striving towards getting to that. And I guess that kind of gets, our second question is, having a team and having that kind of, I guess, pressure for you to compete for, obviously, your team and your country, as well as your sponsor, obviously. Do you find that you still love the games that you're playing at events like Evo, or you just focused on your craft and you forget about all of it?
For me, I really usually just play the game to have fun, even if I am playing behind scenes in my room. Let me just say, if it's an online tournament, I usually just sit here, chat with people, even if I've played. So depend with my organization. My organization is really not that strict. Like in Geometrics, they're always there to just offer support, win or lose. So with the type of organization that I'm with, they usually never put that pressure on me to actually make me not to focus on my craft as I'm playing, because I'm feeling under pressure that I have to win wherever, because I'm representing a brand at the end of the day. So I think I just play my game, and I focus on my craft, not necessarily feeling under pressure because of how my team is.
That's good. That's what you like to hear. I mean, I've spoken to Cholwe and I've spoken to Prince before. They seem like wonderful, team managers, co-owners, I believe. And it really feels like a real tight-knit group of people. And I can see that obviously that's really played well into the way you guys compete.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what I wanted to hear. That's a good segue into, I guess, the next question, which is the African FGC. Now, I've been working with FGC Africa, and we've been trying to promote the African scene as much as we can. We started doing North Africa events and getting everyone involved as much as we can. And that's purely what FGC Africa was about, was simply just promotion.
Yeah.
And there's only so much one organization can do, but everyone as a whole are doing their little bit. And, FGC in Africa, in its current state, is, everyone's got their own view of it. And that's something I wanted to ask you. As someone who got invited to play at an international, well, you've played at multiple international events, but you got invited to play at We Play Ultimate Fighting League, and you ultimately couldn't go due to visa restrictions. Do you feel that Africa is on the way to being able to keep up with these kind of events? And what do you think of FGC in Africa in its current state?
FGC in Africa in its current state is, I think at the level what we are at, we are on the verge of breaking through, let me just say, to get more invitations to actually compete in this type of tournaments as well, because we can see that certain organizations as CGL, as you can see next month there'll be the Colosseum Global.
Yep.
So I would say most people would stand a chance to actually participate in bigger tournaments outside Africa, because of how simply we've been growing, all thanks to the works of Charlie Wolf Gaming, you, Sheldzable, and Brian as well.
Yeah.
They've been putting the FGC Africa on the map and just been really pushing for us to get a scene, the scene outside Africa where we can actually showcase our skills and stuff like that. And I would really say it's in a good state, because we are slowly getting the recognition. It might be bit, it might be slow, but I'm sure we will get there.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I love that positive. I love that positive attitude. Little by little, we are moving towards getting us onto the international level and the recognition that our players deserve, because that is what it comes down to. Our players are fantastic. We just don't. We just might just be in a continent that doesn't have as much access as, say, North America, South America.
Exactly.
Europe has it so accessible infrastructure-wise and stuff, but we are making movements, and that's what we're going to continue doing. Loving that.
Yeah.
We are on to question number 4. This one's actually my favorite, because I wanted to know, you've got an international teammate and you've got a couple local teammates as well. What about having strong teammates like Kahn Rashid and Zaza has maybe given you a competitive advantage, say, competing against some of your rivals in Africa? Because now, don't get me wrong, you've definitely got some rivals. You got Killjoy going against you. You got Mark the Shark constantly gunning at you guys in the last couple tournaments, and in the last couple ones, you've kept your cool. You've kept your cool, and you've come out on top. Do you feel like these strong teammates that you have on your team, Gematrix, are helping you and giving you a competitive advantage?
For starters, yes, I do get a lot of coaching from Kahn Rashid, especially when I'm playing bigger tournaments. He's very good with helping me analyze certain type of gameplays and giving advice as a teammate. But in terms of preparing, because of how internet sucks in Africa, plus the connection code and stuff like that, I can play Kahn Rashid. Exactly. And Zaza, yes, as usual, he's also giving advice as well. But I'll stop you from saying those are my rivals, because Killjoy and Mark the Shark are actually my friends, and I usually just practice a lot with them. If it's Mark the Shark, we usually play sets, even in tournaments before the tournament starts. We actually prepare for the tournament by actually just warming up and practicing together and stuff like that. Usually, so I guess the competitive edge there is that yes, I do get advice from Kahn Rashid and stuff like that. But these people, the same rivals, actually help give me games and actually help me a better.
That's lovely to hear. Now, I do know that they are your friends, but they are your rivals at the same time. You guys are competing. At the end of the day, it's a 1v1 game.
It's a 1v1 game, yeah.
Someone's got to win, so they become your rival.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. I love that's the special thing about our FGC, hey, is that we're all friends.
Oh yeah.
So, That's a great answer. I really enjoyed that. Question number 5 is, I mean, I've obviously spoken about it on stream, but let's hear it from the player's mouth. Where does the gamer tag Mr. 5000 come from?
Alright, this one. So the gamer tag of Mr. 5000 actually originated from the combat office. We had like a combat office where most uh, Zambian people, like MK players, used to be invited to compete in offline tournament without prize pool or with prize pool, but it just like made it every Sunday and stuff like that, so we could go compete and play games at the office as well.
Okay.
So the name actually originated because most of the people or players in the group just said, "You press 5,000 buttons at the same time." So it's like it's not fair. It's like me how I'm pressing, but the way you press is just like, I don't know. You just like press 5,000 buttons. So everybody just started calling me 5,000 buttons. It didn't. No matter how hard I tried to deny it, everybody just says, "You, it's 5,000 buttons." So I was like, I just embraced it and just removed the buttons and just put the Mr. 5,000.
That's awesome. You gotta love it when the community names you rather than you getting your own.
Exactly. I was like, I tried to deny it, but they forced it on me. Then I just embraced it and accepted it, and I liked it.
The king of the mash. Mashing those buttons.
Yeah. Mashing those buttons.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, we've already finished the halfway mark of our first to 5. So that was the first to 5. We're going to move on to the bonus questions, which are some of my favorites. But let's first have a look at chat. And let's check who's come to join us. Obviously, Nightbot's in chat, giving people grief, as always. I'll 1v1 you, Nightbots. Big shout out to everyone who's in chat with us. Brian, Look, AK Slay, Huge Fuzzy Monkey, Bilal, Zeng, Kato Reborn, the CGLs, Charlie Wolf Gaming's here, my mom's here, that's awesome. Who else we got? Guys, big shout outs to you. Big shout outs to you for coming to hang out with us. Guys, if you haven't seen yet, obviously this is all about plugs. And if you see right below Mr. 5000, you will see that he has got his Twitter there. It's at Justin Banda17, and his YouTube is Hitbox5000. Guys, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to me, and definitely go over and subscribe to Mr. 5000. All my plugs are underneath me. You hit !socials, and you can get everything you need. Guys, please go ahead. You know the rules is ask your questions in chat, and at the end of this, I will be going back to your questions. Make sure to @ Sheldzable in chat, and I will ask them at the end of the next first to 5. All right, the next first to 5 is about a hit. Cool. Now, competing isn't for everyone. You gotta have nerves of steel, and you know there is nothing more rewarding. It's probably one of the best things about a fighting game is that when you do win and you overcome your opponent, that feeling of victory is, I don't know, I haven't had it in any other game, and I play a lot of games, but I just find that in fighting games, if I like do really well, it's just a euphoric feeling. Now, you've overcome a couple, tournament nerves and such, and I've got to ask you, what was your favorite prize? And it's a two-parter, so it's your favorite prize and your favorite moment from any competition.
Okay. So favorite prize was the time I was broke, and for the time I was flying out for the first time. So it would be Kenya, because I was so excited about Kenya, and I won, and that was like a huge chunk of money, and I bought myself a new phone. So that was like my favorite prize. Favorite moment is in South Africa. I got to meet almost the entire FGCs. Like, I've known those people from 2016, 17.
Yeah.
And then we actually got together, got to chill, made an after bash, after MK, after the tournament and stuff like that. We just drank some beers and stuff like that. It was really cool. We sat in one room, did some interviews. Those moments were priceless. Met Brandon. He was like almost my rival in the whole Injustice 2 area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I met Tando. I met Will. I met Elamark. I met most of the people that I never thought I would meet because of the FGC. It was really fun. I met Nick Holden. It was fun. It was just really so fun to chill with the guys. And those are the moments I hold dear to my heart
Well,
because we just chilled and hang out outside the game, outside gaming and stuff like that. It was cool.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, those are probably some of my most treasured moments when I was still in South Africa. It's
Yeah.
funny that event that you went to was just before I'd emigrated. Now I was super disappointed that I wasn't there because when I saw the after photos, I was just like, man, I wish I was
Yeah.
there to hang out with our FGC, our little huddle of our side of Africa and our Southeast
Yeah.
Africa. It was wonderful. And I watched
Yeah.
everything online, so I know exactly which event you're talking about. That was ACGLs
Yeah.
Pro Comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you really take the C out of FGC there and say your favorite moment was the community. What more could you ask
Yeah.
for?
Yeah.
Talking about all these players that you've met, who is your favorite African player at the moment? Only one. Don't give me like five. I want one.
Fun.
Just one. Who's your favorite? Who's your
Okay.
must-watch African player at the moment?
Is my favorite or must watch, or are they two?
A bit of... Okay, let's do both. Who's your favorite player and who's your must-watch player?
Okay. So favorite player is Mark the Shark because he can mash like me. But must watch is Killjoy because of the way he is able to adapt in certain situations, even if he's about to lose. Because he is just really good to see how he actually plays the game, and you actually see how he adapts to certain situations in the game as well. So it's really good because even if he's on the verge of losing, he's able to come back and just give you a moment. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. So those are my two must watch.
Well, your favorite player has already popped up in chat and said, mash or die trying, Justin. That's fantastic. I see Cholwe has joined us in chat as well. Welcome. Does 5,000 user hitbox? Well, you got to add Sheldzable. Don't be asking questions without add Sheldzable. That's awesome. I love to hear the love that you have for the other players in the African scene and just your views on them. That's awesome. So we're going to go into question number 8 already. You've traveled far and wide with teammates and your family in many ways, as I'm seeing, Gematrix has turned into, quite a big huddle for you. As an esports competitor, there is highs and there's obviously, there maybe not as many lows, but there will be some. One low for you being, you unfortunately weren't able to go over to WePlay. What is your advice to players who want to make this a full-time career or take theirs to the next level if they can't make it a full-time because it's not always possible for everyone?
Yeah.
Is it something you do along your current job? Probably most of us, but what is your advice to players that are wanting to, get to the skill level that you are at, and what can they do in terms of like competing? The general advice, what do you think?
Okay, so the general advice I would just give is, grind. You might never know who might be watching. You just, whenever you do and compete, just put in your level best, because who knows what organization is looking, and they can certainly want to pick you up and just like sign you, and you start maybe paying your bills for the sake of doing what you love and stuff like that. So just don't give up and just do you and just play the game, have fun, and just make sure you always put in your best, do more content creation, um, put yourself out there. It's very easy to put yourself out there if you're on Twitter, so you can just share a lot of videos. You might never know, might be watching, might want to pick you up and stuff like that. So just be brave. It's not easy, but most certainly someone can do it. I mean, if I can do it and I'm still doing it, go for it.
Go for it. That's 5,000's advice, guys. Go for it. All right. This is my favorite question, number 9, because it's what I use to either steal what show you're watching or what series or music you're listening to. So I call this question Al Personnel. And it's one movie, one series, one music, and one food. So it's four items. What are your favorite? What's your favorite film, your favorite series, your favorite food, and your favorite music at this current time of your life?
Okay. So favorite movie is Wrath of Man. Ooh.
Oh, that's a new one with
That movie.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
I've got to watch it. No spoilers. No spoilers. Is it good?
No spoilers. It's really good, man. It's really good.
Okay.
I was super impressed with how that movie played out.
And favorite series?
So, favorite series is Gangs of London.
Dude, I heard that's also really good.
Ooh, that one is really good as well.
Okay.
Gangs of London. Yeah, that one's it's super good.
Okay.
Favorite what?
Favorite food?
Pop. If it's not pop, it's pizza.
Okay. Some pop? Yeah, well, that's, I guess, down south. There's no pop this side of the world.
Yeah. And what else?
And then your favorite music at the moment? Favorite artist?
Favorite artist. I'll still go with T.I.
T.I. You heard it here, guys.
Yeah.
Mr. 5000 listens to T.I. when he's beating your ass.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Before we get into the chat questions, we've got the final question of the first 10. And,
Okay.
you know, a lot of people know a lot about you, but a lot of people don't know what you've got going on in your life at the moment. And that's what I want to ask you. So what is next for Mr. 5000? Are you going to continue with fighting games? Maybe branch out to different titles, Tekken, Street Fighter, Apex Legends, you know, the competitive environment. I know you're going to be doing more content creation on your channel. And what's inspiring you after a year of a pandemic to continue doing this? What's next?
For me, what's next is, of course, I'm still gonna do fighting games, especially NRS games and stuff like that. So I'll be waiting for new games to drop out by NRS so I can grind them and continue being competitive in those type of games. But I've also branched out to FIFA, playing it competitively as well. I just need to start entering more tournament as well because I've become more competitive in that game as well. I've also started Street Fighter like a few 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I've been playing it and I'm trying to get more competitive in it because I really find the game to be more fun. And just how the execution is in that game is something else as well. And plus, I can mash down once.
Mash down one.
Exactly, those down ones are really fast, like.
Down ones? Gotta live by the down one, eh? Yeah.
Exactly. So those are the games that I wish to branch out to if I ever, of which I'm already branching out to. And playing them more competitively, and even years to come with this pandemic. I really just want to focus on more gaming as well, besides work as well, and just seek for more opportunities that will allow me as Mr. 5000 to be out there and just keep on building my skills, becoming more of a better gamer, um, perfecting my craft, and just putting in the work as well. Because at the end of the day, it's a skill that I also just need to craft. So just practice, mask up, stay indoors through the pandemic,
And then mash 5,000 buttons at a time.
and then mash 5,000 buttons at the same
That's
time.
good. You know, I missed at the halfway mark. I had two bonus questions for you. I completely missed them, so I'm gonna ask them now at the end. So a little off for schedule, yeah. So these are just kind of some funny ones before we go into the trivia quiz time, and look at obviously our questions from the chat. Oh, I forget that Stabs likes to ask really awkward questions. Okay, so question number one for the bonus questions was: would you rather have an arm that regenerates every month, or legs that grow back every month? And it starts off with the little stump, and then like 30 days in, you got a full arm, or your legs. You got to choose one or the other.
As in, if they don't regenerate, I don't have my arms.
Well, it starts at the beginning of the month, so you'll start with like a little stump, and then at the end of the month you'll have a full arm. Or you can start with a stump at the beginning of the month of the leg, and then at the end of the month you have a full leg. Which one are you choosing? Arm or legs?
Legs.
Legs it
I'd
is.
rather have my arms so that I can play my game.
Okay, cool. So, if you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove to them that you are from the future?
Or just like, you know what? Take it or leave it. I'm from the future.
That's it. He's going to tell him, take it or leave it. I'm telling you, you're getting thrown straight in jail, Justin. Straight in jail. Oh, that's fantastic, guys. Well, obviously, before I go into the bonus round, the trivia questions, it is time for the chat questions. As you guys know, on Let's Talk FGC, nothing is hold bar. So I see that Stabs has gone all in. But let's get, I'm looking for the @Sheldables here. First question came in from Bilal, who asks, what keeps you motivated to grind when you're already considered the best?
So what keeps me motivated to grind when I'm already considered the best is, I don't know, for me, myself, I don't really think that I'm the best, because if I start thinking like that, it only makes me lazy. So what keeps me going is I just know that I just need to better my craft, because the moment I start sleeping, people will catch up and will actually start beating you.
There we go.
So yeah, so what keeps me motivated is just keep on grinding, just never stop grinding. Even if you think that you are good at the game, always aim to perfect your craft, always aim to do better, because there's a lot of things that you haven't practiced that is lurking in the lab as you enter, and then just practice. So just do more practice, even if you already got some achievements from what you already aimed to achieve. Just keep on doing, keep on practicing, and just keep on getting better at the game.
Fantastic answer.
It's just that.
AK Slay asks, what fighting games are you playing at the moment, which we know. But which is your favorite? Which is your favorite fighting game at the moment?
Okay, so at the moment I have Injustice installed. I have MKX. I play that game as well. We have a community in that one as well. I have MK11 and I have Street Fighter. So my favorite is MK11, and my favorite is MK11 and MKX. Usually those two are my go-to-go games every time I play. So I'd rather play MKX whole day. And I'd rather play MK11 as well. But since I'm trying to learn Street Fighter nowadays, I'm trying to play more Street Fighter as well.
Cool. Cater Reborn asks, who was your role model when you were growing up? And where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Who inspired me to get into fighting games? So
I think, it just seems it was just
role
kind of...
model
just,
or from family?
yeah, I guess family. Yeah, family role model.
Okay. I I guess my mother. Yeah, my mother.
There we go.
She's always been there for me. So she's always been my role model, and where I see myself in 5 years as I see myself as my own boss because I really want to be like the baddest entrepreneur to ever cross this earth.
Straight up.
So I have a couple business ventures that I'm actually working on, and within 5 years, hopefully, I might achieve my target and stuff like that, and just retire. Maybe
the dream 5K, the dream.
Yeah.
Bilal asks, why do you use easy crushing blows? Keeping the questions real serious,
Yeah. Easy crushing blows. You know, one thing about Labin and me considered the best, I actually just really don't know how to use the easy crushing blows sometimes. I know how to mash, but I don't know how to hold sometimes.
Fair enough. There's your answer there. Charlie Wolf Gaming comes in.
But I need to practice that. I know.
Well, I use easy crushing blows. I think I don't use hold. So shoot me now. Charlie Wolf's question is, what do you think Charlie Wolf Gaming and FGC Africa can do differently for the African community? Do you think we can do anything different? Any advice? Any tips? Some feedback there?
The only advice I would give is just keep doing what you're doing, Charlie.
Oh, check that.
Just me personally, I really appreciate what you do for the community and the work that you put in, even if we know you don't really supposed to do it, but you actually do it for the community. I really appreciate the love that you actually give to our community, and more especially, I also appreciate the people in the community that are always supporting and contributing to prize pools as well, just putting in their little cents as well, because that prize really goes a long way for people that actually ends up winning the tournament and stuff like that. So a huge thank you, because without Charlie Wolf, I don't think our scene would actually be getting the type of recognition that it deserves. It's because of maybe Charlie Wolf that we even got CGL. We are on the verge of going to playing on the next Colosseum Global. So I'm pretty sure with what Charlie Wolf is doing, more events might come up, and who knows, because of how we are growing slowly by slowly, even there might be an Evo Africa one day.
That would be awesome.
So,
that would be amazing. No, you're 100% right. The guys at FGC Africa, I know the work that we all put in over the last year just to give events, and Charlie's constantly out there, just constantly pushing things out. And it's right, we've got more attention. CGL got on us. We were in talks with Aquaman. He DM'd us the other day, about getting the country lists for Colosseum, and it's just happening, and it's great to see.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Definitely. Let's move down. Let's check what's happening. Stabs asks, Melina Bang or Shang Bang?
What?
Exactly.
As in Smash Melina?
Or Smash Shang?
I'll smash Melina.
There it is, Stabs, you little shit. Alright. Sorry, I actually missed the question there, and I probably will get shouted at for it. Was Jivan, Mr. Joves, asks, if you could live in another African country, where would you want to live?
In another African country?
Yeah, if you had to choose another African country to live in, where would you live? Kenya it is. There it is, Mr. Jibs. You saw it right there. Let's carry on moving down here. So Brian, which is the African Picasso, Mr. Brian Look asks, how do you practice? Is it more game time or is it more lamb time? Which ones do you do more of?
First, for me, usually just practice when I'm learning a new character. So after I learn a new character, it's more basically about game time. So usually I'll just hop into KL or ask for games from some people that I know are really good, or some people, and just develop my game plan as I play other people, depending on different situations or different gameplays that other people have. So for me, I find it easy to be really good with the character, because I just practice the character and I take it into an actual match, and just be learning more as I'm getting beaten or as I'm winning, learning what tricks to use and what usually works and what really doesn't, and I use that to my advantage usually. So that's what I practice. So it's more about game time.
More about game time. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for popping your questions in chat. I really appreciate it. As you can see, I've just dropped the socials link again in chat before we go into the Speedfire. Well, I'm trying to figure out a better name for this, but right now it's called the Speedfire Fun Trivia Quiz. I think we could get a better name, 5000. I'm hoping that the community will name it, and just like how you got yours name. But this is how we conclude the stream, and this is where it gets difficult. Now you got to compete, and now you got to compete against AK Slay, who was previously on the new season of the podcast. Last season's Mortal Kombat trivia quiz, I believe Charlie Wolf actually won that. He won the last season, and I'll tell you actually. So he won the last season, and Killjoy came in second place. So and we had 6 episodes last season, so they came top 1 and 2 out of 6. But this time round, we're basing the trivia questions on anything and everything. I try and base them towards stuff that you might know, but it's going to be hard. You got answers are welcome in chat, so guys, so please feel free to drop your answers in chat. 5000, you've got 2 to 3 seconds to answer for each question.
How many questions are asked?
There are 5 questions. 2 of them are out of 2, so it's totally out of 7. So it's 2 bonus points. Okay. Which means if you get a perfect 7, you would be on the top.
What topic?
What topic? It's general, just general trivia. And some of them will be fighting game related. Okay. Are you ready? Do you understand the rules? Got any questions?
Yeah.
Alright, guys. If you're already in chat, feel free to drop your answers, see if you get them right. We're going to start off with question number 1. 5000, can you tell me, when did Zambia become the official name for the country? Is it 1974, 1964, or 1954?
Officially, the name is Zambia. What are the options again?
You got 1974, 1964, or 1954. Choose between those 3.
I'll go with our Independence Day, just 1964.
Correct. 1964 is correct. Well done, my man. Question number 2 is name 4 DLC characters from Injustice 2.
Justice 2?
Yeah.
Starfire, Hellboy, Enchantress, the Turtles.
The Turtles, correct. Well done. That was a question out of 2 points. You got both of them. Well done. All right. Question number 3. Well done to Bilal in chat. I see you there. See see a couple of you guys getting your answers in. Well done. What body part is reshaped in plastic surgery known as rhinoplasty?
Any multiple choice? ABC?
No multiple choice.
Okay. What's the question again?
What body part is reshaped in plastic surgery known as rhinoplasty? If you look at the chat now, you're not going to get the answer. So you're right.
Rhinoplasty.
And time's up.
The face.
No, the face is not right. It is the nose.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Question number 4 is meaty is a term used to describe a move that is executed just as the opponent is waking up. True or false?
False.
It is true. Okay. And which game, final question, which game is considered by the Guinness World Records to have introduced combos and popularized the mechanic?
What? Sorry, the question again?
Which game is considered by the Guinness World of Records to have introduced fighting game combos?
Marvel versus Capcom?
It is Street Fighter 2.
Didn't know that one.
You did alright. You tied with AK Slay. You got 3 out of 7. Hope you guys in chat did pretty well. Panda Bear says that the word meaty doesn't exist in MK11. It does.
I didn't even know that one as well.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't going to be easy. So maybe the people that are watching for future episodes are going to know that it's semi-fighting games, semi-something else, but you didn't do too bad. You're tied for first with AK Slay for 3 out of 7. Well done, Mr. 5000. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
You made it through, and well done to the chat. A lot of you guys did very well. I see. Someone just said for the DLC for Injustice 2, they just said all 4 turtles. You could have just said. You just could have said. Yeah. So that's the end of the questions, guys. You guys made it to the end. That's all I can say is thank you all for coming to tune in. I know there's 13 of you with us on YouTube. There's 2 of us on Twitch. Thank you so much. Please, the plugs stand as they are. Here's all of mine. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. Please go follow me on all of them. It'll be greatly appreciated. Please like the video and please subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, go and follow Mr. 5000. He's at JustinBanger17 over there, and his YouTube is Hitbox5000. I will be adding his links in the video description tomorrow, so you can get them from there if you're watching this at another time. If you want to also have some of your trivia questions on the show, my DMs are open. Go ahead. What was the last thing I wanted to say to you guys? Yeah, and then just the next guests, which is on the 30th, we've got Mark the Shark. He's coming onto the show to chat with us. It's going to be great to chat with him. And then I'm on leave, on holiday, the week after. So the next episode will be on the 7th of July, and we will have the African Picasso, Blano, who you guys know as Mr. Brian Look. Many thanks to you, Justin, Mr. 5000. Thank you so much for coming to chat with us. It was such a great conversation, my man. It's so good to finally get to catch up with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sharks.
You're very, very welcome. And as always, we ask that you close the episode for us. Any last words, Mr. 5000?
Last words?
Yeah, close the show for us.
Well, I guess any last words is anybody really want to hop on an MK and play some games with me?
There it is.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Um, I think for the people that are watching, let's just keep grinding and doing our best and putting Africa on the scene. Let's just work towards that. I'm pretty sure one day we'll get the recognition that we deserve. Already, we are already getting recognition. So until evil comes, guys, let's just keep on putting in work and just grinding. Win or lose or win. Let's just keep going at it and just doing what we love, which is playing games, playing MK, playing Street Fighter, whatever you like playing. Just keep playing and just keep perfecting your craft. And so those are just my last remarks. And shout outs to Bilal for the micro dax. Guys, really good. Shout out to Killjoy as usual. Shout out to the rest of the community for putting in work and just coming through when we need the support and they watching and stuff like that. So shout out to the community. Shout outs to Charlie Wolf Gaming. Um, Shout outs to everybody that tuned into the stream. And shout outs to you, Shows, for having me and having this talk as well. I really enjoyed myself. Really huge thing.
You're most welcome, Mr. 5000. It's been great, guys. You heard it from Mr. 5K. Until Africa Evo, Africa will rise and continue your grind. I'll see you guys next week. Not next week, the week after next, on the next episode of Let's Talk FGC. Cheers, everyone.